Hello all. In today's session, we'll be discussing about Cisco Packet Tracer. So, how to use Cisco Packet Tracer for designing a network, how to simulate a design network, and how to analyze that network using Cisco Packet Tracer. So, basically, for designing any physical network, you will need the physical devices, which will be costlier one. So instead of directly designing a physical network, we'll be simulating that network in the Cisco Packet Tracer. So this Cisco Packet Tracer is the tool from the Cisco where you can practice networking. So it is a powerful simulation tool to gain real skills for networking, even IoT and cybersecurity in the virtual lab. So you don't require any hardware for it. So basically this Cisco packet tracer can be used for exploring networking and technical careers. Even the IoT and cybersecurity career can be explored through this Cisco packet tracer. Even you can use it for completing your CCNA certifications, right? Even you can practice building simple as well as complex networks through Cisco Packet Tracer. You can visualize how network works in this Cisco Packet Tracer. Even you can practice rack, stack, even cabling skills. You can integrate IoT devices. Even you can integrate Python code or network automation through this Cisco Packet Tracer. So to use this Cisco Packet Tracer, the first step is to download it, right? So you can download it through the Cisco Network Academy website, right? So here you can see the URL for it, that is netcat.com/courses/packet tracer, right? So through this website, just a minute. Okay, just a second. Okay, so using this networking academy of Cisco, that is Cisco Networking Academy, through this URL you can download the Cisco packet tracer. For that purpose, you have to enroll for any one of these courses provided by the Cisco packet tracer. Okay, so as you can see here, uh, the various courses are there. All these courses are of short duration, as well as all these courses are free, right? So you can also explore these courses, correct? So here, for downloading the Cisco packet tracer, you can click on view courses. So this pop-up will get opened. On this you can click on skills for all. Okay, so if you click on this skills for all, this particular URL will get open, skills for all. Okay, so here again you can find different courses, right? So you can simply click on any one of these courses, right? So once you click on this course, you will be asked for login, right? So you can click on this login page. So after clicking on login page, you will, so once you click on login page, it will be asking you for the login ID and password, as well as you will get the option for NetAcad. Even you can log in it through your Google account, or you can create your separate Cisco account from the Cisco website, right? And then after clicking on the NetAcad, you will be logged into the course, right? Simply you will be logging into it, right? So as you can see here, uh, in the just a second, in the login page, you will find out all the courses there, right? So you can simply, just for example, click on the getting started with the Cisco packet tracer. So once you click on that course, you will be visualizing this particular contents, right? So here you can find download and use Cisco packet tracer, right? So here you can simply click on install Cisco packet tracer, right? So a particular PDF will get open. Simply the course content of it will get open. So if you scroll down here, you can also visualize this course, right? Here you can find the resources available, right? Correct. So resources available for downloading Cisco packet tracer, right? And to obtain and install your copy of Cisco packet tracer, you can visit this link. So on this link, you will find various resources available from the Cisco related to various courses, right? So basically we are interested in downloading this Cisco packet tracer. So here you will find different versions, right? So for Mac OS, Ubuntu and Windows, okay, that is Mac OS, Linux and Windows. So here the latest version is the packet tracer 8.1.1. So as I am using Windows operating system, so I will be clicking on this uh, Cisco packet tracer 8.1.1 for Windows 64-bit, right? So all these are the system requirement for installing the Cisco packet tracer, right? So for different versions of Windows, Mac OS and Ubuntu, with AMD CPU, or maybe for other operating systems and other hardware, you can download it, right? And along with this Cisco packet tracer, there are some additional tools available from the Cisco Networking Academy for exploring the cyber security, right? So for exploring cyber security, you can download the cyber security virtual machine. Okay. Even there is security workstation available, right, for exploring the security aspects. So I have already downloaded this packet tracer 8.1.1 Windows 64-bit. So here it is, right? So now you need to install it. So simply right click on it and you can simply run it as administrator. Okay, so here you can click on the run as administrator. So quickly we install it and then we'll see how to use it for designing a network, then how to simulate that network, and through various commands that we have seen in the previous session, that is networking commands for Windows and Linux. You can even analyze that network, right? Whether that network is working or not, correct? So let's see initially how to install it. So when you run that installation as administrator, it will prompt you for the permission whether you want to make the changes, right? So next step is you have to select I accept the license agreement, right? There you can click on next. It will show you the directory where you want to install the network Cisco packet tracer, right? As you can see here, you will need at least 542.8 MB of free disk space. It depends on the machine on which you are installing it, right? The download file has approximately size of 2 MB, right? So you just proceed with the installation, correct? So that's it. Installation will start and it will take some time to get installed, right? So you can just wait for that time to get it installed. So once it get installed, okay, you will get this complete this window that the installation has been completed. You can uncheck this particular box, right, and you can finish it so that you can separately open the Cisco packet tracer to this run window or from the icon. Okay, you will be even having that icon on the desktop for the Cisco packet tracer, right? So here you will find the Cisco packet tracer, right? You can right click on it, you can run as administrator. So again it will ask you for the permissions. You should click on S and it will take certain time to get started. Okay, so Cisco packet tracer to build up the initial environment as well as workspace for you for designing your network. So in today's session we'll see how to add switch routers, even how to connect the system in one LAN with the systems available in other LAN, even expand that network to create multiple routers. Even you can connect those multiple routers there, right? So simply as we have seen that uh, uh, the network can be broadly categorized simply as LAN and WAN, that is local area network and wide area network. Even there are certain other categorization, right? So here you can prompt you that would you like to run multi-user when application start. So even you can click on yes so that multi-users can be able to access this scope packet tracer. So as you can see that here this Cisco packet tracer has been opened. Okay, so this complete area is called as the workspace, right, where you can build your or design your network and even you can simulate it. Okay, at the bottom you can find these two options, that is real time and simulation, right? So even you can switch to the if you want to actually test the network, so a physical network, then you can also switch to the physical interface. So here you can see the current scenario what has been there, right? So home city you can identify there. Even you can have different intercity connections that can be added here, right? So currently we will be working in the logical mode, right? Here at the bottom you can find various network devices that can be used, right? So currently here you can find the routers, right? So all these are the routers which can be used here, right? Even you can have end devices, right? Then there is option for components, then the connection cables that you can use, right? Then there are multi-user connections, right? Currently routers has been selected here. Even you can select switch here, right? Even there can be hubs. Again, certain wireless devices can be selected, right? Even you have security aspects, that is firewalls or other things you can select. And even you have wireless area network emulation, like you can have cable modem, DSL modem, right? Even cloud, right? So currently initially we'll select the end devices, right? So again, for end devices you have different options like PC, laptop, server, then even you can have network, uh, computer, right? Then printers, phone, television, tablet, right? Generic wireless, wired, sniffers. Any one of these devices can be added as the end devices. So just for example, if I'm creating two different LANs and I want to connect those two LANs with the through switches, and I will connect it to the router. Okay, so we'll just try to design that scenario. You can explore many things through this Cisco packet tracer. Okay, so in this case, just for example, I am adding this end devices as the PC, right? So again, here you can, if you try to click on it, so one pop-up window will get open, correct? Where you can configure that PC as well as you can visualize that PC. So here you can see that CD drive is mounted, or DVD drive is mounted on this PC or CPU, right? Even floppy disk drive is there. You can have this connection Ethernet cables, USB ports. Okay, this audio jack is also there, right? So here you can visualize that particular PC, right? If you click on it. So if you uh, move your cursor on this device, so here you can see the properties of it. So the name of device is PC0, device model PCPT, right? Even currently no IP address has been assigned, IP version 6 has been utilized. Even you can identify the physical address, that is MAC address here, right? The gateway address which has been used for this PC, right? So all these things you can simply monitor here, right? So currently this particular PC is there. Similarly, you can even add laptop, right? Again, in the laptop you can see its properties, right? So currently the laptop address is 0, sorry, device name is laptop 0, right? Even the Ethernet address, Bluetooth address or other addresses has not been assigned to it, but again you can find the physical address, okay, default physical address assigned to this laptop, correct? So for Ethernet as well as Bluetooth, two different addresses are there, physical address or MAC addresses, right? So here these two devices has been added. Even you can have one server PC there, right? Again for server you will be having this server device name as server 0, right? Again you can find the MAC address there, correct? And currently no Ethernet address has been assigned to it, right? So you can click on this particular device. Just for example, I have clicked on the PC currently, right? So even you can change the customize the icons here, right? Here you can see various different devices available here. You can configure it by clicking on configure, so that you can assign particular IP address there, right? So you have different settings there, algorithm settings, fast Ethernet settings are there, right? So you can assign the IP address here, just for example, uh, 10.0.0.1, just for example, correct? So that is IP address 4 I am assigning currently. So you can see the port status here. So these ports are on, right? And the bandwidth assigned will be automatic, right? Even if you uncheck this uh, box here, so automatically sorry, you can select the particular bandwidth 100 Mbps or 10 Mbps, Even automatic mode has been set here. MAC address has been assigned here, right? So likewise, even you can change it for the Bluetooth properties. So currently I am just using the Ethernet interface. Okay, so currently that particular address has been assigned 10.0.0.1 to it, right? So here you can also see the port here, that Ethernet port, correct? So I have configured that particular address, Ethernet address, right? Fast Ethernet address 10.0.0.1 is the address for the first PC, right? So here you can even have this IP configuration. Through this also you can configure it, right? So here, as you can see, as I have assigned the address 10.0.0.1 there, so automatically that address has been reflected here. Default subnet mask has been here. Even gateway and DNS server address has been 0.0.0.0 here, right? Even here you have these programming aspects here, right? You can assign it. Even different attributes are there. Uh, Mean time between failure, what is the cost of it, right? Total how many rack units are there, what is the wattage is. Okay, so all these attributes you can observe here. So through desktop I have been in IP configuration, right? So if I close it, so you have again other different applications available on this desktop, right? So simply you can go to command prompt as well here, right? So just for example, if I simply type here ping, what is the address 10.0.0.1, so I will enter here. So as we have not connected here to through any devices, okay, so it will simply show you the request timeout, right? So this is the first device for which you have assigned the IP address. Similarly, on the laptop, again you will be having different models there for the laptop, right? Again you can go to the desktop, you can configure the IP, so you can assign just for example 10.0.0.2, right? So that address has been assigned there, IP address. Again default, sorry, the automatic subnet mask will be assigned to it. Gateway and DNS server address are 0 here, right? Even you can have pictorial view of this laptop. You will again find the Ethernet port to it, right? So you can even configure it. The Ethernet can be configured through config. Here you can observe that whatever address has been assigned there for IP version 4 has been reflected here, right? So even you can find the MAC address for it, correct? Or even you can assign through the desktop setting here, right? Correct. So similarly you can assign for this server PC, right? So again you can find in the server different drives are there, right? Even Ethernet port is there, it is on, right? So what is the name of this port? That is port host uh, nm-1 CFE is there, right? There are different services available where which services can be available through that server, just like HTTP service, that is hypertext transfer protocol, DHCP service, DHCP version 6, TFTP, DNA, syslog, NTP, email services, file transfer protocol services, IoT services. So you can monitor whether those services are started or not started, right? And what things you can access through this server you can observe here, right? So again you have again desktop setting here. You can assign IP address here, just for example 10.0.0.3, right? so automatically again a subnet mask will be assigned to it. Correct. So basically these services can be accessed from the server from any PC if that server and PC are connected in the network. Correct. Correct. Again, you can observe the attributes for the server, right? These services, even DSCP services are there. Even you can have email services, right? Even you can have IoT services. Currently it is off. You can on that on this particular service, right? So you can explore all these things. Okay. So now you can call this particular devices here. Okay. Even you can add a particular label here, right, which can indicate what certain type of addresses has been used by these devices, right? There is three devices here. Okay. So here, to get description of it, I'll place note here that these are using the addresses in the range of 10.0.0.1 to 10.0.0.3, right? Okay. So this particular range is using these addresses, right? So now I'll be adding a switch, right? So here as well as whenever I'm selecting end devices, this can be home also, it can be smart city, it can be industry, it can also be power grid, right? So you can have different options in that case also, right? So now for selecting switches and router, I will click on this network devices again, right? I'll add one switch there, right? Just for example, I am selecting this switch 2960. Okay, so I'll be adding that particular switch here. Okay, so now this switch is there, that switch has been added. Okay, again you can have different properties of this particular switch, how many different connection it can support, right, and what IP address has been given to that switch, right, has been indicated here. Now here also you can have this switch view, right, how many different connection ports are there, right. Even you can configure this particular switch, right, and you can have different uh, properties available with you, right. Just for example, fast Ethernet, uh, if those connections are connected basically. Okay, so now let's establish a link between these devices in the network up to the switch. For that purpose you will require this particular connection, right. So now there are different you can say that connections available, that is automatically choose connection type there, then console is there, then copper straight through line is there, then copper crossover. If you are connecting same devices with each other, that is if you are connecting one PC with another PC, then you have this copper crossover connection, right. And even if you are connecting laptop to laptop or server to server, right. But now currently we will try to connect this PC to switch, laptop to switch, and server to switch. So in that case you can have copper straight through connection. Okay, so this can be established to this fast Ethernet, right, up to the switch. So I will click on the ports where it can be connected, right. So here you can see that that particular link has been established there, correct, right. So similarly you can have that connection from this laptop through fast Ethernet 0 to, just for example, 8 and fast Ethernet 2. You can observe that uh, this initially fast Ethernet 1 has been utilized, right. Here you can observe that initially this dot is orange, now it is green. That means connection has been established. To establish that connection, it will take certain time, right? Now similarly, I will connect this server PC, right? Fast Ethernet 0 to this fast Ethernet 0/3, correct? So now these particular connections has been established. Okay. Now here you can observe that automatically it has been connected to converted to green. That means connectivity has been established there. Similarly, it will take certain time to get connectivity established through the server PC. By that time, let's see whether the actual connection has been established or not. Okay. So for that purpose, from this particular PC, okay, having IP address 10.0.0.1, I will ping the laptop, okay, whether laptop is reachable or not. So here I will simply give the command ping 10.0.0.2 is the address for the laptop. Okay, so now you can see that I am receiving reply from the laptop, right? So 4 packet has been sent, 4 packet has been received, okay, without failure. Similarly, I can now ping the server here. Okay, the server address is 10.0.0.3, right? So even I am receiving the data from the server, right? So all the connection has been established there, right? So similarly, you can have other LAN. So this can be considered as one LAN, right? So this is one of the LAN. Similarly, you can establish other LAN with other switches. Same process will be followed, right? You can add different devices here. Just for example, I will simply add 3 PCs there, right? Simply I'll be having 3 different PCs. Again, I can assign the IP addresses through IP configuration. Just for example, 10, I will have some different address now, 198.162.0.1, just for example. Okay, so that is the subnet mask here uses 255.255.255.0. Initially it was 255.0.0.0, correct? So that is the address for first one, right? You can again observe this address here, that is 192.160 198.162.0.1, right? Even you have 192.168.0.1, right? So any address you can assign here, right? So I have assigned 198.162.0.1 IP address. So similarly, for this desktop PC, again I will be having 198.168, sorry, 162.0.2, just for example. Okay. Similarly, I'll be assigning it for the third PC. So 198.162.0.3, just for example. Okay. So all these addresses has been assigned, and in similar manner we'll be adding a switch there. You can try for the other type of switch. Okay, currently I am adding the similar switch. Again I will establish the connection there. Okay, so through this copper straight through cable. Again you have to select which port will be used at the PC and at the switch, right? So similarly you will be having this particular, okay, it fast Ethernet cable. Again second port at the switch will be used. Again here you will be having this port. Here also you can observe that how many ports are available at this switch. So you have fast Ethernet port as well as gigabit Ethernet port. Okay, so now again this connectivity has been established. Okay, so again it will take certain time to get this things working. Okay, again you can observe whether the connectivity has been established or not through command prompt. Again you can ping here, ping. So here the address 198.162.0.2 is the address of second PC, right? So again you can see that connectivity has been established through this switch, right? So again you can add label here to indicate what addresses has been used. So 198.162.0.1, 2 it is using 198.162.0.3. okay, that is the address of last PC, correct? So now these two different networks are there. One network comprising PC, laptop, server. Another is using this three different PC. Only PCs are there, right? Now these two networks can be connected through the router. Okay. So any router can be used from here, right? Like switches, you can have routers here. So I can use any one of these router. Now just for example, I'm using this first router for establishing connectivity. Okay, so again you can have these router properties here, correct? So it has gigabit Ethernet available, right? So now I can again establish the connectivity switches and router. Okay, even you can observe the properties of that router here, correct? So router name is there, router 0, you can have gigabit Ethernet, you can assign the IP address here to this router, right? So what will the purpose of that router's IP address, that I will tell you, right? So just for example, if I am assigning the router as IP address as 192.168.0.1, just for example. Okay, so again it will be having some subnet mask here. So I will be switching on this particular port, that is currently it was off, but now I will switch on it, right? So here you can see that this particular port is on, that is gigabit Ethernet 0, right? So this particular port is on. Okay, so interfaces which can be utilized, right? So for time being, here also you can observe the physical structure of the router, how many ports are there in the router. Okay, all these devices are the Cisco devices basically. Okay, I will close it currently. The remaining connections here. Okay, so now this particular router, okay, so basically we have not yet configured it, right? So IP addresses need to be assigned there. Now let's see how to establish connection between switches and routers, right? So as you can see here, these different PCs having different submask address, that is here 255.0.0.0 is there. Okay, so there is the subnet mask for these PCs, right? So you can even observe it here in the, just a second, let it be, I think. Okay, PC for PC0, when you see the Wi-Fi IP configuration, it is 255.0.0.0 is there. Okay, for all this PC, correct? So even you can have, for better clarification, here I'm using 10.0.0.1 is the address for first PC, right? This is the IP address for first PC. Then for the laptop it is 10.0.0.2, correct? And for third one is 10.0.0.3, correct? So these are the addresses for these three devices. Well, here it is that 198.162.0.1, right? Then 198.162.0.2, and there is 198.162.0.3 is there, right? So this is the third PC address, this is the second PC address in this network. Now let's try to connect the switches to the router. So again, the cable that you will require here is copper straight through cable, as two different devices are there. If common devices are there, then you will be using copper crossover cable. Okay, so I will be using this copper straight through cable. So here, as we observed there, so only gigabit ethernet was there, not the fast ethernet at the router, right? So here I'll be using gigabit ethernet 0/0/0, right? So that is the router there. Another one here, again I will be using this gigabit ethernet 0/1 with gigabit remaining gigabit ethernet 0/0/1. So as you can see, their connection is not established there, right, between these PCs, but here you can observe that connection has been established, right? So as here you can see which, as you can see there, gigabit ethernet 0/0/0 is there initially. I will not assign any IP address to it. Okay, so I will just close it. Even a default IP address has been assigned there, and as that gigabit ethernet is on, so therefore connectivity has been established. So I will just make it off to indicate that currently no connectivity is there, right? So on left hand side we have gigabit ethernet 0/0/0. Okay, so I'll just specify it here, right? So you have gigabit ethernet, that is 0/0/0 is there, right? This will be at this particular site, correct? While on the right hand side of the network you have gigabit ethernet 0/0/1 is there, right? So that is on the right side of the network. Okay, so as you can see there, these on the devices on the left hand side are using these IP addresses 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, 10.0.0.3. So these are the Ethernet addresses. So therefore, for this gigabit Ethernet 0/0/0, I will be assigning the address 10.0.0.4. Okay, so it will associate it with the LAN connected on the left hand side. Okay, so subnet mask will be same, that is 2.5.0.0.0, and I will make it on. Okay, so fine. Now again you will see that this connection has been getting established, right? So both will be converted to green now. If these points are connected to green, that means connectivity has been established. Similarly, on right hand side we are having addresses 192.16 198.162.0.1. Okay, so for this again Ethernet, I'll be giving the address in that range, that is it will be 198.162.0.4, right? And I will turn on this particular port, right? So again this connectivity will be established, right? So this connectivity will be establishing here, correct? Now let's try to ping the devices through router. Okay, you can see that all these are green, that means connectivity has been established. So just for example, from this PC having address 198.162.0.1, I will ping the device in the other network, that is 10.0.0.1. Okay, which is on the other side. So you will observe here the connection has not been established yet. The reason for that, we have not specified the gateway address there, right? You will find that the connectivity is not there between the PC in the other network and the PC in the uh, network having address 10.0.0.1. Okay, so these devices are from LAN available on left hand side, and the devices in the LAN on the right hand side are not yet established. The reason for that, you need to establish the subnet gateway address there, right? So how to specify the gateway address? So again, you will go to configuration. So the default gateway for it will be 10.0.0.4. Okay, that is the address of your router gigabit ethernet, right? So that will be the gateway. Similarly for this PC also, the gateway will be 10.0.0.4. Okay, and then for server also, it will be in the IP config, it should be 10.0.0.4 should be there. Okay, this was the address for this gigabit ethernet port. Okay, that is 10.0.0.4 is the address for this gigabit ethernet port 0/0/0, right? In similar manner, you will be using the gateway here as 198.162.0.4. Okay, for the first PC. Similarly for second PC, you will have the gateway as 198.162.0.4, right? Similarly, it will be for third PC. Okay, so now gateway address has been specified so that the request will be routed through that particular gateway, default gateway address, right? So now let's try to again ping. Now I'll use the second PC just for example to ping. So here I will specify ping 10.0.0.1. Okay, so let's see whether it will be pinging or not. Again request. So now the first request was timeout, but the remaining request has been sent. Okay, so initially the first packet will get lost, right, to establish the network. So here you can see that total packet sent was 4, received was 3, and one packet lost, right? So 25% loss will be there. So now the actual connectivity has been established between these PC. Okay, even from this laptop you can see, sorry, just a minute, close it. Okay, so I'll close it again. Okay, so command prompt from this laptop which is having address 10.0.0.2. Now I will ping the device in the other network which is connected through the router. So I will ping 198.162.0.3. okay, that is the third PC in the other network, right? So again, first packet has been lost there to establish the connectivity because the routing table of the router should get updated, right? Okay, so now every device has been connected here. Okay, so here you can observe what has been addresses there which has been used for these router, the MAC addresses, different MAC addresses, and the IP addresses, the attributes, these CLI, right, client interface, as well as you can observe the physical structure of it and even configuration. You can again explore all these settings here, right? Okay, so even you can export the routing configuration here. So how you can observe here how these particular things work here, correct? So now just look at as on the server PC, you have different things available, services which are running, HTTP service is running there, and you can have different HTML files here. Okay, you can also edit those HTML files, right? So let's try to access any HTML file from the PC available in the other network from the server. For that purpose, you should know the address of server as well as the name of file there. Okay, just for example, hello world.html is there, or index.html is there, right? Image.html is also there. So from first PC through the browser, I can access that file simply by specifying the URL http:// the address is 10.0.0.3 because it is the server PC, right? And slash I will specify index.html. Okay, I will just click on go. Okay, so here you can see that the page has been accessed from the server, okay, from the PC of the other network. Even you can have, I think, image.html is there, so I will again press on go. Here you can see image.html has been accessed, right? You can index.html you can access here, right? Hello world.html is also accessible. So all the things on the server are accessible here, right? So whenever I'm clicking here, so you can also observe in the background the path uh, has been blinked, right? The path has been blinked there, right? When I am clicking here, so automatically that path can be established here, right? So the path from the first PC, okay, to the server is getting blinking, right? So whenever you access new things, right, it will be accessed, right? So this is the image available on the server, right? Correct. So here you can press back to networks has been connected. Now let's simulate this particular network, how packet will be traveled from one PC to another PC. So I will be clicking on the simulation here, right? So I will take a packet which is to be delivered from one PC to the another PC, and let's see how it will be working in the simulation, right? So here you can see that, okay, you can play this particular simulation here, okay, how this packet will be delivered to the PC. So initially it will identify whether that device is available in the current network or not. So it will not deliver because it is not intended for these two devices, right? It will go to the router, right, to find the exact device there, right? So from router it will go to the switch, that packet, okay, again through that switch it will identify whether that address has been available or not, right? Now it will be checking in the entire network to which device it is intended, that particular packet. right? So let's check again the simulation here. I will go to the simulation tab here. I will add one packet here which is to be delivered to this particular PC, right? So fine. So let's try to simulate it. So now these two packets will be sent to the switch here. Switch will broadcast message initially if it is not initially broadcasted. So it will broadcast to the current device, so it is not intended for the devices. So it will route it to the router. Then again it will be delivered to the switch available here, right? So now this switch again deliver that packet to the intended device. If packet has been delivered, acknowledgement will be sent back here. Okay, the second packet was intended for this device, right? So it has been received by the device. Now this device will send the acknowledgement back to the device from it has been sent. Okay, so this is how it will be transferring the data in the established network. So acknowledgement has been received by the first device. Similar, the acknowledgement will be received by the another device. Okay, so two packets has been sent there. Okay, I will stop the simulation here. Now again back to the real time here. Even at the bottom side, you can observe the packets which has been sent or which has been received, right? Which has been successfully delivered there, right? So back to the real time, as we have seen different commands, right? There network commands in the previous session. So here you can also check that or check the route here. Just for example, trace RT command is used for the trace route. So I'm checking it from 10.0.0.2, right? So I'll executing trace route command from 10.0.0.2, and I will check the route for 198.162.0.2, just for example the PC available in the next device. Okay, so you can see that the route has been having maximum 30 hops, right? So within 2 hops it is reaching to the device there. Okay, even you. So that's all. So here we have seen how to establish a network, how to design a network, right? And how to establish connectivity, how to check whether two devices are connected or not, right? Even we have seen the HTTP protocol. We have accessed the data from the server also, right? So likewise, you can explore all these things in this Cisco packet tracer tool, right? Even you can establish the complex network, okay, by adding different devices in devices, right? Even like your home industrial units, even the power grids, right? So all these things you can explore here. You can also add different components, actuators, the sensors, even the boards can be added. Okay, so there are different sensors also provided here, right? So sensors can send the data or collect the data from different devices. So all these things you can explore in the this Cisco packet tracer. Okay, so that's all for the session. So thank you.